Just because that couple goes to the Sun City every second month, don't think that now we also go to Sun City every second. We don't know. Maybe they've got inheritance, maybe the holidays is paid for by their parents.
My name is Mulaudzi, born and raised in Venda. I'm currently residing in Johannesburg.
My name is Uthando Lwethu from Eastern Cape.
At church, at West University, around lunchtime. That is when we met. Just immediately after service, when the students were gathering for lunch, we sort of sat around the table where lunch was about to be served, and we had discussions amongst a group of friends, and then others simply walked out, and up until we remained the two of us. That is when we started having a deeper conversation with who the person is, where I am, where she comes from, where I come from, and then we exchange contacts, and the rest became history.
Then I was staying in Germiston with friends, so Florida, and then that's all I do. Then we started numbers, and then we started communicating by cell phone. He comes to me at work, and
How old were you when you guys met?
I was 26. He was 29.
When we met, we were already matured. It was not about feelings, it was about what a person can offer and what a person can bring in terms of matured conversations in relationship. And that unfolded well after we got married, to say we did not have to battle with communications and all other aspects that are mostly challenging during marriage setup.
No, hey, how do you know? How do you know if the person is the one? You just know.
So you just knew?
Because, okay, what is important is conversation. If a person is able to hold a conversation, because for the better part of 3 months that we dated, if it's dating or courtship, we never dated, from that it was conversation. We'd meet every day, almost every day, chat. If we're able to hold a conversation, and our backgrounds were the same, and we had a church background also, which was a major part, because we didn't church anyway. And then I just knew it. You feel it inside, and
On my side, to be honest, I was matured already by then. I had previous relationships that did not work out. Definitely, I knew what I wanted. We had a background that we worked together, but we never got to know each other in person. Basically, my reports that were coming from the ground, they were getting to our boss through her. So I knew that if I was glorified and my success was that much in the Eastern Cape in rural development, this was the person who was behind the scene helping me out to develop my career. And definitely by that time when we met, I was already sort of going on the peak of my career.
So, okay, we never dated, I told you, because after this, I think a month of chatting, that's when we proposed marriage.
A month?
Yes.
Okay.
It is so exciting and interesting, and which is not a no to most of the people that are married. She can attest. One of the questions that I posed to her, it was that, are you ready to settle? And that was the question that I asked. Today we're still married.
How long have you been married now?
14 years.
14? Yeah. From 1 month, it was 14 years. Yeah.
It was tough. It was tough because you starting staying with someone and getting to know the real person. It was tough, but we managed it.
It brought an experience that I never had. Definitely when we got married, I had a house already, and at the time when we after getting married, getting to know her, now we're staying together, it has its own dynamics.
Coming to learn the language, ne? So my husband, he taught me like the basic, like how to greet. So when I got there, I know how to greet the people. My very first night, ne, Mangsavenda. So ngavuka ekuseni, mama zange uyafikela ke. So ngavuka ekuseni, and then she's like, oh, are you going somewhere? Like me prepare tea. Udla umuntu ufuna tea uyazenzela. Umuntu ufuna ukudla ekuseni uyakuzenzela. If you have nothing to do, ayike ungavuka ke wenza but like as I'm not waking up, so to wake you up. So I went back to bed because we told me, so like, oh, okay, I think I've arrived where I wanted to go. So that's a huge difference. The good thing, like other thing, I remember like that day, so in my culture, for you don't feel valley, you want in my culture when dresses down. So I remember my figure bang getting bang little and you cook it as Makoti, traditional Makoti and then the man and then the bang for the bash and faggy as a seven. Monk Mangan's pointing, I remember Gox and a pointing those days. Faggy pointing Yama, and keep her, it took was like a side dinner. I'm pointing yamu, my proper, I pull out those long sleeping, I wonder if it was out of anything. For the first time, how about I get up? And then, yay, totally free dog. So that's the kind of difference that like that was really, it was a huge thing because I'm not used to the thing which I don't have to go in pants like I would see. I'm like, I think communication is vital, and how you communicate is important because sometimes the way you communicate determines whether what you want you're going to get or not. So communication is key, and praying together, we pray, we fast together, and peace.
From my side, I mean, I'm sort of a strategist in terms of thinking ahead, focusing. So for me, what matters most is being able to sit together and say, in 2 years, this is what we want to achieve, in 3 years, in 10 years, in 20 years, this is our dream. And then seeing those things being achieved one by one, it excites me, and that is what matters most. It tells me that and reminds me that I might have challenges today, but I still need to focus and be excited on things that we still perceive to come dreaming together.
How was Mulaudzi's proposal for marriage? I'm very interested.
The exact words.
I just want to know how it went, what happened.
So okay, so I need to when Maga's will check and check it. So we call them, go downstairs and then sit in the car. So yeah. So he said to me, "Are you ready to settle down?" No, no. He said, "Oh, he thinks he has found the person that he wants to settle down with. Am I ready for marriage?" And so I was like, "No, I think we can try this relationship thing because remember we're not dating. Yeah, it will just come then we will chat a hand. And no, maybe let's try a relationship and see how it will unfold." And it's like, he's done trying the relationship. Doesn't want to try was to get married. If I feel good, I want to try a relationship, and then he doesn't want a relationship, wants a relationship, then it's fine. Okay, alright, fine, let's get married. So went home, and my mom was like, "You didn't know that you have a boyfriend. The next thing you are saying you're getting married." Yeah, so yeah, that was the proposal. It was not a romantic proposal as expected by my 2000. I was shocked myself, like, how does the person say he wants to get married? Like, when is it John? Like,
But you didn't get to be in a relationship Was there ever a time where you maybe wanted to just leave? Like, as in, I can't cut. This is not for me. I want to go home.
Yes. There were days like that. Trying to think of a scenario. Remember, I was independent. Ne? Like when we met, I was already working. I moved from Eastern Cape to 70 job work. And so, as a female, I know if I want to do something, I just wake up and do it. Now, all of a sudden, we have to sit down and talk and discuss, okay, how we're going to do this. Maybe as if I was alone.
Still getting
But imagine, does it fit on our plans? And then sometimes it will we have to squeeze it, see if I get back on, because I have to be happy. He has to be happy now. It has to fit in the plans. So it was things like those.
I would share same sentiments, because we both had to adjust, because we were both already working and independent.
Yeah, what I mean, I'm shaking. My mom opened a bank account, so I don't want anybody's bank card. So he keeps his card, I keep my card, but we do budget together.
What is the secret ingredient?
To have time together, we continue dating each other. Because what happens in marriages, once the kids come into the picture, we tend to neglect the relationship and focus on the kids. So we have our time together without the kids, we have our own date nights, we leave the kids and then we have time together. We go out, How do I show better?
It's there's no specific way to show it. You show it by who you are, what you do, what you converse, and how do you respond to issues at a given time. Because it will not assist me to bring in flowers to a person that I'm not talking to. So it comes as a package.
Do you buy flowers?
I do.
So who's more romantic then?
We were romantic in a different way.
Okay. Do you mind explaining what different way means?
I think he's more romantic than me. He buys more gifts than I do. I'm very stingy. Okay, I've learned to be. I was not stingy. I've learned to be stingy. Because for me, I want a fair balance as a spend. So he buys more gifts than I do.
I must say, I'm very surprised. Pleasantly surprised. I would have, if I were to guess, I would say Umagasa is the one that is the gift.
It's the other way around.
I'm not just
no, with me, when I travel a lot, when I see something, whether it's here locally, whether it's overseas, that is nice, I'm able to say, it's a beautiful dress, I love it for my wife, and I buy it. And every time when I travel overseas, where I know there's a potential to get something, I always take a big bag with few clothing. And guess what? Every time when I travel back, it will be probably bags or shoes or something nice. She loves tailoring her own clothing. So I also prefer when I go to the east to get fabrics for her to be able to design.
Just after labor negotiations, I lost my job. So yeah, it was a challenge actually. So it was a challenge because now I'm used to have my own income. And if I'm from Lwethu, for example, I'll just go to my hair. And now all of a sudden, it was just at the beginning of our marriage. It was at first that I said it was tough. It was just adjusting to having one income, a smaller income, and if we find something, I have to humble. I'm a Xhosa girl, and I'm used to being independent. Xhosas are groomed. They say we're bossy. We are groomed to be independent and being raised by a single mom who is independent, who does things more. Like after that, now I have no income. I have to depend on this man, and I've got my own needs. So we adjust. It was difficult because we have a smaller income. Everything that you have to do, we have to really think hard with it. do we need this thing or not, or it's just a must-have? Is it a must-have or it's a nice-to-have? So that was the most difficult thing. And then and for almost a year with me being a housewife, that's when we realized with Nina, I'm a housewife. I'm frustrated with Jimmy not having an income. And because once you are frustrated, it attacks on the relationship. And now remember, families that we're supporting, and as much as we have this, they know that there's only one income, but you don't. At the same time, there's not man second on fast, akasasa the way he used to, or man second and akasasa the way she used to. So those are the things that we needed to adjust. They say people change. The person that you had before maternity will change. For us, it was, for me, he has not changed. He's still the same person that I fell in love with. A person grows. So I've grown in love with him. I grow in love with him every day. Because there hasn't been any surprises that I was not expecting. In terms of character, we are growing. We're growing old. He does not pick up his phone and I want him to. And he'll be like, no, I was just around the corner. No, but I wanted something from Spa, now we have to go back. So when he doesn't pick up his phone, because he's coming home, he's already by the corner. Actually, I know I was already there by KFC. No, being something in the garage. Now we have to go back. So, man, must pick up his phone. Or even when he's coming home. Because when he said, well, if I'm phoning him, if he's in a meeting, just say, I'm in a meeting. Then I'm in a meeting, and it's fine. But then when he's around the corner, and I want something by the corner, that corner, now you have to go back.
I'm that kind of a person that you tell me, or today, or say tomorrow, or for this hour, this is what we want to have, and all the stuff, so that I prepare myself. With me, all I do is meetings and strategy. And that has always been the better part of my life. And here I am driving to say in 2 minutes time I'll be at home. All of a sudden I need to be dethroned.
It's just sports. And I don't have to think of Utugupina. I know where he is and what he's doing all the time. I don't have to. And I don't know where he is. I know where he is and I know what he's doing all the time.
She has not changed. She keeps on bringing some elements of cherry on our love relationship.
To a single person, I would say career is important. Have a career and do not be okay, when I got married, I was very old anyway, so I was already 26 when I got married. And when we got married, I was independent, meaning I'm not dependent on him at all. Because I think when I see people then, you're not independent. I think bring something to the table as a single person. Yeah, and pray for the kind of a person that you want. And if you pray, you will get exactly what you want. And be specific on what you want. Yeah, talk that against some is not enough, doesn't pay the bills. It's good, but doesn't pay the bills. And yeah, have a vision. Envision what you want and what you want your life to be like. Have a plan. Basically, have a plan. I want to get married eventually, and this is the kind of life that I want. And all the life that I want, this is what I'm bringing to this life.
To somebody who's still single, enjoy life. Have fun with friends. Do not compete with your friends. Do not be forced into marriage or into a relationship that you're not ready to. When you're ready and when you've met the person that you want to engage with, you'll see no one will tell you. You are the best assessor that will inform the decision that you need to make, whether you want to commit the relationship or not. Other people, they deprive themselves of that thing to say, I cannot be happy when I'm single. You can be happy and you don't need to. There's no rush, there's no competition. By the time on the day you get married, you'll be the first one to arrive in that marriage. Whether your friends, whether your twin has got married 2 years ago, but on the day of marriage, you'll be the first one to arrive. To those that are in relationship, are not yet married, assess before you fully commit and understand your person, and do not compare one person from the other. Align your vision and make sure that the person that you want to engage to, or that you want to finally say I want to get married to, is the person who is aligned to your line of thinking and your plan holistically in terms of life. But what matters most, it is understanding how does the person believes, because it becomes a challenge and a core business in marriage setup. Because most of the people that are married, when challenges come and you don't have fallback, that backs you up to say, like with us, we know challenges when they come, we'll pray, we fast together.
Then to the married people, date each other. Have life outside each other. Because nothing for example, I go out with my friends, he goes out with his friends. We have life outside each other, because life, as much as we've decided that you are getting married and you are building life together, you need to have a life outside. Because if you don't have a life outside each other, we should lose more. And because with my friends and this and that, and then you come and show, yeah, I saw this, I saw that. But if you have no life, you're going to bore each other. Number 2, do not compete with other couples. Children have got inheritance. Yeah, the other person goes and gets themselves into debt. So don't do that. That was an advice I was also given to by an old couple. When I got married, this old woman called me to the house and told me, like, Nina and my husband have been married for this number of years, you just got married. Do not compete with us, because you'll never win. Run your own race, stay in your own lane. You're gonna achieve whatever you're going to achieve. Do not compete with another couple. Just because the other couple goes to the Sun City every second month, don't think that now we'll also go to Sun City every second. We don't know. Maybe they've got inheritance, maybe the holidays been paid for by their parents, or to go to every month and let's go to Sun City to renew that once. When you don't know, we are forcing things. Don't get into debt at all. If you cannot afford it, you wait and build on it. Avoid credit cards. Avoid accounts, clothing accounts. If you cannot have it, if you don't buy it now, wait for it. Avoid debt. Because when you are in debt, you won't be able to sleep.
Who said I love you first?
You did.
Where and when was your first kiss?
When or how? Okay, our first was after 2 months of talking. Remember, we didn't date. Yeah. Why am I going to?
The facts are correct.
Okay. But
I'm not disputing the facts.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's your partner's favorite color?
Blue.
I truly don't know.
Please tell me what's your favorite color today.
I also don't know.
Oh, okay, that's a good thing. How can't you? Who's the most reliable between the two of you?
I am reliable.
Is it true or not?
It's not true.
Yeah, what are the way up into the first I don't think I trust this person.
I'm not reliable. Most reliable.
I'm more reliable.
Well, ask the kids who's most reliable. They'll tell you.
Who's the most reliable between your mom and dad? Mom and both. We need the other one to conclude.
Okay, Tinan Big.
Your mom. It's concluded. Mom is more reliable.
I've lost.
I'm listening.
How?
Okay. Thank you for being who you are, and please do not change. Let's continue to work together for this as we've committed, and I'm still committed.
Okay, thank you for providing a home and a shelter for our kids, and thank you for taking care of us. And thank you for letting me and for choosing me. Yes.
Kiss on the cheek, Nana.
You know,
Wow, that was special. Oh, thank you.
kunabantwana that are watching this.
No, we understand.